This is the Lab 2 video tutorial supplement part 2. We'll be continuing working with our calculator, our TI-84. So again, we can press our on button down here to turn our calculator on. In the previous video, we ensured that we are in function mode. So we are actually going to try graphing things now. Press Y equals, which is a button up here. If there's anything on this screen, we're going to press clear to clear it. If there's anything down here or on any of these other Y7, Y8, you're going to press clear to clear it. Once it's all empty, we can proceed. So beside the green alpha button, there's a key labeled X, and then there's a T, and a sigma, and an N. So this right here is the variable button. In Math 100 and Math 110, whenever you are dealing with the variable X on a calculator, you want to use this key to put in X. I also want you to notice there's also an X in green up here above the STO arrow button that you could get to by pressing alpha and then that button right there. However, we're not going to use this button. When we're writing X as a variable, we always use this button up here right next to the alpha button. So we're going to get into graphing something. In Y1, the very first plot, we're going to press our variable button to get our variable X, and we're going to press plus and 1. So we have created the equation Y equals X plus 1 in the calculator. There are a couple of ways to get to the graph, but let's do it this way. We're going to press the button zoom, and one of the menu items is called Z standard. It's number 6. You can either scroll down to it, or you can actually press the number 6 to get to that and then press enter. So we actually see a line. This is expected. This is what we should look like. What can we do with this? So what if we want to know the value of y when x is equal to 5? For this equation, that is easy. 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. However, the calculator will find this number for us. So we can press second trace to go to this menu right here. This is the calc menu. And we want to know the value. That's the very first thing on the menu. It's already highlighted as 1. So we can press enter. And it's asking at the bottom of the screen x equals something, and we want to put in 5 because we want to know what it is at 5. So we enter 5 and then press enter. At the bottom of the screen it says that y is equal to 6. So we know that when x is equal to 5, our y value is 6, and actually our cursor is there as well. So what if we want to know the value of x which will cause y to be 8? So on the calculator we can actually get that to tell that for us. So one way we can do that is we can go back to our y equals menu, and we'll go down to y2, and we're going to type y2 is equal to 8 because we want to know what our x will be when y is equal to 8. We're going to press zoom and then 6 for Z standard, and it'll draw a graph for us there, and it'll also draw a horizontal graph in red. This horizontal graph in red is at the height of 8, which was our second function we typed in. Y2 is equal to 8. We want to figure out where these two lines intersect. So to do that, we're going to go back to our calc menu. So we're going to press second trace. And we're going to go down to 5, which is intersect. It's going to ask us what our first curve is. So we want our cursor on either the blue or the red. So you can press enter for your first curve. Now it's going to ask for your second curve. Now the cursor is on your red line. So it's already on the second line that you actually want, so you're going to press enter. And it asks you to guess. So you can move the cursor over to where it intersects about, and then you can press enter one last time, and it should tell you down below that your intersection is at x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 8. So when your y is equal to 8, your x is equal to 7. So this may seem pretty simple. However, you can have up to, if you go back to your y equals menu, you notice you can have a lot of different functions, and there's a lot of different functions that can intersect multiple times, and even if there's only one intersection and two functions, we still have to go through this process to find the intersection area. So moving on, we're going to go back to our home screen. To do that, we're going to press second mode to quit. And we're going to talk about the caret key. This is the caret key. So we're going to use it to calculate 2 to the third power. That's 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. So we're going to press 2, and then we're going to press the caret key, and then we're going to press 3, and then we're going to press enter. And that gives us 2 to the third power, which is 8. So now let's use this key in a graph. So we're going to go back to y equals, and we're going to clear everything. Go back to y1, and we're going to put in y1 x to the third power. So we're going to press our variable key, we're going to press our caret key, and we're going to put 3 for x to the third power. And then we're going to do zoom and 6, so that we have our standard window. It's going to draw that for us. We want to notice that 5 to the third power is 125. We're going to confirm that with our graph. We're going to go to our calc menu, which is second trace. We're going to press enter because we want to find the value. And it asks x is equal to, and we're going to type 5. Then we're going to press enter one more time. At the bottom of our screen, we have x is equal to 5, and it tells us that when x is 5, our y is equal to 125. So, moving back to our home screen once again, we're going to notice that in our leftmost column of keys, there is a blue square root symbol right above this x squared key. May be hard to see. This is our square root symbol. So we're going to use this symbol to graph y equals the square root of x. So we're going to go back into y equals. We're going to clear everything there. We're going to press second and then x squared to access that square root symbol. So second x squared to access the square root in blue. And then we're going to press x, our variable key. And then again, we're going to press zoom and then 6 for our standard window. So it graphs out our y equals square root of x. So every time we've done this so far, our standard viewing window was pretty nice. We've seen most of it. However, sometimes our graph can be outside of our standard window. So I'm going to have an example of this. We're going to go back to our y equals menu. We're going to clear everything. And we're going to press x plus 30 to get the equation y equals x plus 30. We're going to press zoom 6 to go to our standard window. And you'll notice no matter how long you wait, you won't see the function at all. You'll just see the axes. So why is this? The reason is because the standard viewing window runs from x equals negative 10 on the left to x equals 10 on the right. So when x is equal to negative 10, y is equal to negative 10 plus 30, which is equal to 20. And the maximum height in the standard viewing window is y equals 10. So the graph is actually too high for us to see. It's above what we can see right now. Which means to see it, we need to adjust the window. So what you can do is you can press this button over here that says window. And we're going to use the down arrow key to get to the cursor besides y max. So we're going to scroll down to y max. You'll notice y max is at 10. We're going to change this value from 10 to 40. So we'll see more of the y-axis. Press graph. See our graph again. So now we're kind of seeing our graph a little bit in blue, but if you notice, our little y ticks are so close together that we can't really tell what is what. So we're going to go back to our window to adjust it a little bit more. We're going to go down 5 times to get to our YSCL. That stands for Y scale, so our y-axis scale. And we're going to change this instead of from 1 to something else. A good choice for your y scale is usually about 10% of the largest distance from 0 on the y-axis, so that we get 10 tick marks. In this case, that's about 4. So we're going to type 4. And then we're going to go back to our graph. Notice our tick marks are a lot farther apart, so we can tell what it is. So we can see our tick marks and we can actually see our graph again. And that is the end of our tutorial video for Lab 2.